for somebody who's watching the video, just a little bit of a background information. You're down 30 pounds. You're getting jacked. Like you found your groove in the gym.
Yeah.
Diet is going amazing. What was it like before? What was the main frustration that you were dealing with before we met?
The main frustration was just honestly didn't feel good and was not proud of my physique. I think was the main, and I think that has ripple effects for me where you don't feel good. And I think other things suffer, relationships, work. Um, you also like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then you kind of look back, you're like, it was pretty bad. So that to me was, I think I was very frustrated on a lot of fronts with the way my life was going. And I think the underpinning all of it was I just didn't feel good about myself. And I think that was leaking into a lot of different areas. So, um, I think unfortunately, man, it's a lot of like if you feel good and you feel uh, fit, then all boats rise, and a lot of things are affected by your physique and how you feel about yourself. So
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
was that was where I was at.
Okay. So then we met. You were reading the newsletter. We got on the call. You
Yeah.
decided to, to take that step, do something about it. So what has changed since we started working together?
Uh, I mean, a lot of things. Obviously the fitness level's gotten much better. I feel like the relationship, with my family's gotten much better, mainly because I'm not frustrated. Um, I think, outlook on life is different. Yeah, it's just for me, all boats rise. Where if I feel like I'm sitting around, uh, you know, eating Cheetos and ice cream every night and watching movies and sitting on the couch, like I don't feel like I'm being a productive. I'm not living up to my potential
Right.
thing. And so now, it's a lot of it is for me like having purpose, like you have a mission, you know what you're trying to achieve. And I think for me, like my attitude and my outlook is affected by that. And so
Mhm.
that's a huge piece of it for me as well.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because, you were a beast before. For somebody who, who's not aware, like, you're a former D1 athlete, played baseball. You were always kind of a beast working out. Just the results that you were seeing were not
Yeah.
something that you were aiming for.
Yeah.
Um, so what was different in that equation that right now puts you in a place where you want to be versus what you were doing before?
Yeah. I've tried I've done the weight loss thing before multiple times.
Mhm.
The serious one that I did about 2 or 3 years ago, I worked, as you know, I worked with a nutritionist, and the thing that I was always frustrated with was like I can lose weight, but I feel like I just get skinny. And there was a
Mhm.
part of me, it's like I don't want to just be thin. I want to be physical. And so one of the pieces that was appealing about you was it was the diet aspect, but also the weightlifting aspect. And so when I worked with the nutritionist before, it was just macro counting, and there was no kind of like guide on the gym. It was just basically do something. And so whether it was CrossFit or whether it was riding a bike or lift, like it was all fine. Is make sure I'm moving basically 4 to 5 times a week, which is fine. The weight came off. The problem with that approach for me was once I was done with her, it was so supported by calorie counting. And so when I was
Mhm.
with her and I'm calorie counting, it's great. But when life happens again, all of a sudden you're up, you know, I got down to I think 211 with her, and then a short while later it's 215, a short while later it's 219, And then I was kind of hovering around there for about a year. And then, fast forward to a bad summer, and all of a sudden I'm 230, 235 again. And it's kind of like,
Right.
all right, well, I just need to go back to counting calories and being at, whatever. And so that to me was, um, I think, frustrating because it's like I was able to thrive with inside the system. But once she was gone and we weren't working together anymore, I didn't know what to do other than count calories, have this much protein and this many calories. And it's like the only way for me to achieve that was going back to counting and weighing all my food again. And it's like
Right.
I don't want to do that anymore. Um, so that was a big piece of it too, was like the weightlifting piece and just saying like, give me a prescription about what needs to get done and I'll go execute. And I've always been that way. It's like you give me instructions, I can go and get it done. Um, so I think that was, looking back, like between what I was doing and this, that was like the big piece that was appealing to me was just a little bit more guidance in terms of like exactly what needs to get done. And then also, as a byproduct of that, when you're done, you know exactly what needs to get done. There's no
Yeah.
mystery. It's no like, hey, make sure you're counting calories because now I know what my lunches need to look like. I know what my breakfasts need to look like and those sorts of things. And it's much easier to operate.
Right. All right, brother. One last question for you.
Uh-huh.
For somebody who's on the fence, he's not sure about what results he can achieve with me. What would you tell him?
Um, if you're on the fence, like there's literally nothing to lose. Like you will get where you need to be. There's it's literally been life changing in like all the good ways, and it's like this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't a scam. Like do it if you're serious about and you're frustrated with uh, the yo-yoing like I was, and like, oh, I just need to go in today and do 10 cleans, or I need to go do Murph, or I need to go do some insane CrossFit workout, or maybe I should be doing paleo. Like, I've been through all the cycles, I've been through the ups and downs. When things are going great, it's great, but the second you stop, you don't know what to do, and you think you got to kill yourself in the gym. Like, all that's BS. Um, so if you're serious about getting in shape, like you will. If you do this, you will get in shape. Like it's a certainty. If you're motivated and just willing to do the work, like it's a certainty. And I think the best part is I know now exactly what I need to do. Like there's no mystery. So, um, as I live my life, like there's no question if I'm up a couple of pounds or whatever, no big deal. I know exactly the steps I need to take to get back in shape. I think the other side of it is you just don't get out of shape because you just kind of stay in and you do what you need to do. There's
Right.
gonna be some minor fluctuations, but um, yeah, that to me is the missing piece. Is that these other programs? It's not about doing more burpees. It's not about lifting more. It's not about hammering protein. It's like you got to have a system that works when you know you have to go out to client lunches, or when your family wants to order pizza on Friday night, and like that's fine. But if you don't have a system, and like me, one bad meal used to spiral me out to 2 bad weeks. And then I'd be like, all right, I'll start again Monday. And then, you eat pretty good for a couple of days, and then a bad meal happens, and it's all over again. You don't know what to do in the gym. It's haphazard, and nothing really changes. So, I mean, if you're serious about getting in shape, this will do it. There's nothing to fear, man. You will, it'll work. Just do it.
My man. Fantastic. Brother, just wanted to say it's been amazing watching your transformation and also like seeing how coachable you were, how interested you were in the process, asking all sorts of different questions, which helps always because you're
Yes, sir.
curious about the process. And yeah, just wanted to say I'm proud of you, man. And
I appreciate it, brother. No, it's been good, man. Like I said, I'm on the road. I want more. So It's funny, my kids the other day, I was like on the computer, my son's like, dude, you're jacked. I was like, and then I had my shirt off the other day, and my daughter was like, does mommy love you because you're big muscles? I was like, yes, that's exactly what. But it's funny, man,
That's
because I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
it is physique change.